Hey, what's going on, everyone? What's happening? Welcome in. Thanks for chilling with your guy, the sports judge. Man, I feel so terrible. I feel like shit. I don't know what I caught. I don't know what's going on with me, but I haven't been feeling well at all. Got a sore throat. Uh, got a scratchy throat. I just feel terrible. I'm ready to go to sleep. But before I do, I want to get into the Los Angeles Lakers because obviously that's the big story. You already know what's going on with the Lakers. Um, we all know what they're up to and what they have done as of late. Yes, the Los Angeles Lakers have agreed to a 4-year contract with JJ to make him the next franchise's head coach. And I I kind of suspected this. Like, I think every Laker fan kind of saw this coming. This has always seemed like the Lakers' plan. This was the script for the Lakers. Step one, you know, um, was to sign a head coach. Obviously, someone who has zero coaching experience to a 4-year deal. But if we're being honest, step two should be do everything you can to not empower LeBron James. That quite literally feels like the script, right? But knowing the Lakers, they're going to give LeBron all the control. I can't believe what this Lakers franchise has become. You just give anybody jobs now. A person can probably come from a Best Western hotel with no experience and be hired as a Lakers head coach. Anybody off the street can most likely land a head coaching position with the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't like JJ Redick as the new coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't. I was never fully on board with it to start with. My thought was that the Lakers needed to hire someone who was proven and seasoned. No more of these first year rookie head coaches. And what do? They hire another guy who is unproven. I don't like it. It's hard to get excited about someone with zero coaching experience. It just is. Lakers 100% just did this shit. I can't believe it, but in reality, you have to believe it, right? JJ Redick, the last 5 years, he played for the New Orleans Pelicans, launched a media company, signed with the Dallas Mavericks, launched a podcast, signed with ESPN, moved to ESPN's number 2 broadcast team, moved to ESPN's number 1 broadcast team, launched a podcast with LeBron James. So is that how he got the job? Because he's good friends with LeBron James? Seems like a conflict of interest to me, if you ask me. It must be nice to be JJ. It must be nice to know people in the industry. So you're going from LeBron's co-host to his head coach? This shit is comical. I don't get how somebody who has never coached a day of his life gets offered tens of millions to be a head coach of one of the most storied franchises in history. I'm sure Jeannie Buss was talked into making JJ Redick the next head coach because this is a guy that we often compare to Pat Riley. I feel at least that there is not a consensus on this coaching hire because I had a few people try to get me to buy into this. I have a good friend who thinks this is a good hire, and I'm like, no, this is not a great hire at all. How can I buy into this when the man has never coached? I think this fan base is rather split on this. I personally thought Mark Jackson would have been a great hire. I thought he would have fit perfectly with this Lakers organization. Obviously, it's not going to happen now, but yeah, now that they filled the position, do we think in a couple of years, how will Laker fans view this? I mean, it could be very black or white. It could be great, and then suddenly we're high on JJ. Or it could be another one of those Steve Nash experiments where it ends in epic disaster 2 years from now, and 2 years from now, JJ is fired, just like Darvin Ham, or Frank Vogel. You knew this was going to happen. Like, you could have predicted this. You knew the Lakers were going to give JJ a 4-year contract. After Dan Hurley turned him down, you knew he was the next guy. We had been talking about it for the past 4 weeks that the Lakers had been zeroing in on the 39-year-old Redick. And no shocker here, they go with someone who has not coached basketball on any level. I think it's what you do with your roster, how you address the holes in your team. That's to me what is gonna give JJ a chance. Pretty much every coach's name that has popped up on the Lakers list declined because nobody wants that headache. I don't blame them. For what? Take the job for what? To get fired? And no, the Lakers' head coaching job should not be considered an attractive one. It's laughable because the Lakers are so damn desperate that they hired a media member with no prior coaching experience, which has been a practice in the NBA for decades. You know, it hasn't always worked. It normally doesn't work. The Lakers are a dumpster fire until they deal with crappy management. I'm just calling it for what it is. Yeah, we get it. We know Redick is a smart guy. He looks and sounds sharp. I feel like Redick kind of parachutes in as a good hire as you hear ridiculous comparisons to Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, yet this man has never coached in the NBA. It's like hard to fathom, you know, it really is. It's almost too absurd to even laugh at this shit. It really is. But I laugh at it because it's a silly comparison, and I think because he's often compared to Pat Riley, the Lakers based this on personal preference. That's why he got the job. To me, this franchise is an absolute joke and a laughing stock of the entire NBA. JJ Redick? Really? An effing Mickey Mouse championship every other season since they played in that damn bubble has been a disaster. You hired a podcaster to be a head coach, somebody who worked at ESPN. I guess nowadays, anybody qualifies to be a head coach. Okay, yes, maybe JJ Redick does have a high IQ for the game of basketball. But now you're walking into a dumpster fire. Good luck. Because now you're walking into a trap if you can't figure out how to win in a 2-year window. You're coaching in a win-now pressure cooker environment with unrealistic expectations because the Lakers expect you to win every year. But what did you do? You got an inexperienced head coach paired with 2 superstars, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, in must-win mentality? How could this end badly? I can see this ending badly. It's uncharted waters for JJ Redick. There are more unrealistic expectations surrounding the Lakers than any other professional sports franchise. And after everything this team has been through for the last 3 years, and you really fire a coach to hire another guy who has no experience at all? I mean, if that was the case, hell, you were probably better off just keeping Darvin Ham. I'm sorry. If I'm Jeannie Buss, I'm firing Rob Pelinka right now, and then I'm firing myself immediately following. I'm firing myself. I would be too ashamed of myself because I've done a horrible job running this franchise. We spent all of last month talking about What dooms the Lakers? Why are the Lakers so bad? It's the same reason. It's the same reason this year, and I don't want to spend the entire offseason talking about it because we talk about the same damn thing every year. I can't see how JJ Redick can fix this shit show in Los Angeles. Can they turn things around? I don't believe they can. It starts with ownership and upstairs in the front office. So what you assume JJ would just like magically fix every problem? JJ to the rescue. Oh, is that how it works? That's not how it works. Disaster move. The organization was already terrible before he got there. I can't think of a single thing that could go wrong here. The coach being the fall guy whenever the team loses is kind of mind-boggling to me, although I will say this, and yes, I mean what I say, Darvin Ham had to go. He had to go. His rotations were questionable, just terrible coaching, poor management, all of that. But come on, how is JJ supposed to compete with the way this roster is currently constructed? So if they don't win a championship, that's a failed season, right? The Lakers have failed JJ Redick if they don't look at the roster and whoever they allowed to put this together and say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's us. You have to improve the roster. In order for the Lakers to have any success is, one, hire a proven coach who can relate to veteran players, get a big man that can complement AD's game. That's number two. Number three, get a guard who can score and defend the perimeter, someone who can give you balance. It really doesn't matter who is coaching the team. You need the players and talent as well. And I don't care if they're going to surround him with experienced assistant coaches. It doesn't matter to me. How has that worked out in the past? Some moves are just so bad on the surface. I mean, it doesn't take much to see how bad the Lakers are. I'm not really too big on hiring JJ, but unless they were willing to throw the bag at somebody like Jay Wright or Mark Jackson, there wasn't really a more compelling candidate out there. So that was it. That was it. I'd rather them take a swing on a guy who was an established assistant coach. I don't know how many more times Rob Pelinka can fail and keep getting another chance at it. Jeannie is listening to other people telling her how to run her franchise, and it's not a good look. On a positive note, at least you can say JJ appears to be smart. Darvin Ham always had a dumb look on his face. Vogel did lead them to a championship, but then they gave up on him too soon. I don't know, but I feel like JJ is just LeBron in disguise. I'm not exactly in agreement with this, nor am I the biggest fan of Redick's new role in all of this. I don't think this is the step to take that'll get the Lakers another championship banner. I'm not sure this is a step in the right direction. I'm not sure it is. Ham was worse, but JJ isn't any better. Everything that's happened and how he's regarded as bright, this analytical basketball mind, yeah, but you've got it wrong so many times before that the Lakers shouldn't even want to touch a first-year or a first-time head coach. They shouldn't want any parts of that. I mean, after the years of failures, how can you even trust to hand the keys to JJ Redick? And this is nothing personal or anything against him. I do think he has the potential, not Pat Riley potential. That's a bit of a stretch. That's saying too much. But certainly he looks like a guy that can coach. And because he looks like a guy who can coach, the Lakers said, you're our guy. That doesn't mean he's a great coach. Does he deserve a job one day? Sure. Why not? But looking at him right now, JJ Redick's resume is not ready. The kind of team this was, the once precious franchise this was, I just can't. I just can't with this team because every year they continue to do more harm to themselves. There was genuine interest in the pursuit of Dan Hurley. He declined the offer and stayed at UConn, so that wasn't happening. Okay, so now we'll go back to plan B, which is JJ Redick. The search quickly re-centered on Redick, and now he's the head coach. The Lakers are a circus, man. I mean, look, it's going to be pressure on JJ every day to be that guy that gets the Lakers back to glory. I don't know if he can do that, but, man, it's going to be a tough task for him. And if he does it in the next 2 years, he might be on his way out as well because we know how the Lakers do business now, and it's just terrible. It really is. It's tough to watch these Lakers now because of what the franchise has become. And I just don't think this is the right move, but we'll see how it works out. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate the love and support. I'm getting out of here now. Take care, everyone. Peace.